Good afternoon, fabulous first graders. Welcome back. It's so good to see you. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a fabulous day. I hope you're enjoying some sunshine and able to get outside a little bit. And I'm really glad you're here. Speaking of being here, let's check out who is. Going up to the top over here at Riverview, we've got the Riverview A-team over here. We've got Mrs. Smith's class, Miss Liberatories, Miss Grassox, and Miss Flick's class from Riverview. Welcome, guys. Really glad you're here today. Over here at Mullen's A-team, we've got Mrs. Gorney's class, Mrs. Knight, Mrs. Snyder's class, Mrs. Trusky, and Mrs. Davison's class. Welcome, guys. Hi, Mullenites. Glad you're joining us today. And hey, I'm Mrs. Davison from Mullen, and I just want to tell you how glad I am you're here. We're going to be talking about something that is a little familiar, but also a little bit different. One of the things we've learned about in the past are facts. And I know that you guys know a lot about facts because we talked about them a ton. Facts are things that, come on, tell me. Yes, facts are things that we could prove to be true. Excellent job. We usually talk about fact and opinion together, but today we're switching it up a little. We're going to talk about facts, but we're also going to talk about this word. Can you read that? Yep, you're right. It says details, facts, and details, because sometimes authors use facts to tell you about something, to prove something to you. But then they use details to kind of support those facts, to tell you more about the facts. So let's take a look at the chart we have today. The heading is facts and details. So that tells us what our chart is going to be about. So let's talk about facts and details. So authors use facts and details in their writing to communicate information and ideas to their readers. Whoa, that's a lot to take in, isn't it? What it's basically saying is authors write about facts, things they can prove to be true, and then they add details about those facts in order to help you understand those facts a little bit better, okay? Hopefully that can help you understand that a little bit better. So remember, facts can be proven true and provide information about a certain topic. For example, I might say apples give us lots of different types of food. That would be a fact. That's true. We can prove it. A detail about that fact, that apples give us lots of different types of foods, could be we use apples for apple pie, for apple sauce, for apple cake, for apple juice, for apple cider. Those would be the details. And you see, those details would give us more information about the fact. So if the fact was, apples, they give us a lot of different foods, the details would tell us about those different foods, what kind of different foods they give to us. I made another chart to kind of help you understand this a little bit, and then we're going to read a story, and I'm hoping after that story, you'll understand this even a little bit more. But you know what? You're doing great so far. I love how you're paying attention, and I'm hoping you're understanding the difference between these two things. So I thought because it's springtime and it's getting nice out, we would talk about a fact and some details about the sun. You got it, Mr. Golden Sun. There he is. There it is, I should say. So if we were to look at the fact side, and remember, facts can be proven true. They give us information about a topic. Well, my topic is the sun. The fact that I came up with was that all living things need the sun to survive. Okay, so if I just said that to you and didn't provide any detail, you might have a lot of questions like, hey, how does the sun do that? Why do we need the sun to survive? Do animals need the sun? Do people? Do plants? Well, that's where details come in handy, because details will give us more information about that fact, and it'll make what we're reading more understandable, and it'll make it clearer. So down here we're at the facts about the sun, and it says here are the details about the sun. Here are the details. The details are the sun gives us heat and light. Okay, so going back to my fact, that definitely helps things survive. All things need heat and all things need light, and the sun is that constant source of both. What's another detail? Oh, the sun helps plants grow. Going back to my fact, all living things need the sun to survive. Yes, plants, they need water, but they also need that sunlight. Or else, guess what? We wouldn't be able to grow any crops, and therefore, we wouldn't have any of those foods to eat or anything to feed our animals. So I guess plants and animals need the sun to survive just like people do. What's another detail? Oh, the sun is bright and we see it more in the summer than the winter. That's true. That's another fact about the sun. Now, that fact might not show us how all living things need the sun to survive, but it is a fact about the sun. Here's another, or it is a detail about the sun, I'm sorry. Here's another detail about the sun. The sun gives us vitamin D. That's true. And you know what? Vitamin D helps to keep humans healthy and helps them survive. Wow, that detail totally proved that fact true. And here's the last detail on my chart. Without the sun, the earth would die. And that goes back to my fact. All living things need the sun to survive because the sun gives us light and heat, and it keeps things growing, keeps us warm, and keeps our whole planet lit up for us. Without it, everything would turn into a frozen tundra. It wouldn't be good. So the fact I chose to include and the details. So in a minute, we're going to be reading a quick story about, guess what? About the sun. And I just thought it would be a nice follow-up after this little activity that we did about facts and details about the sun. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you tune in to our book in a minute and don't just log off and run outside and be out in that sun. I hope you can stay for a minute because it's a short book, but I think it's a good one. So hang on and we'll see you soon. Thanks for joining me.